Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Frank Granito, Chief Scientist with the Institute for Digital Transformation, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Hans Gilliord today, one of our contributing authors to our new book, Digital Transformation Demystified. Welcome, Hans. How are you today?
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here and talk a little bit about the book and a little bit of conclusions that we make in the book.
Excellent, excellent. We're all ready to hear about that. So you talk about agile transformation. So what is agile transformation and why is it important?
Thank you for the question. I mean, agile transformation is actually something that's very much correlates with the Digital Transformation Manifesto, where we talk about that organization and their ability to change. We see and experience a more unpredictable business environment and also society. And the ability to react quickly is the fundamental for business nowadays. And that's where agile transformation come in. How do we become more flexible, dynamic in our governance, in our way to deliver value? And when it comes to agile transformation, there's a lot of talk about different frameworks such as SAFe and Scrum. But we like to say that agile transformation is something that affects the whole company. And especially from decision-making, leadership, strategy, customer journey, and operating model, such. So agile transformation is very much a mindset journey. It's something that is the engine of the modern company.
Excellent. Yeah, we talk about agile development, which pertains to projects. So agile transformation pertains to the whole organization. So that's a very key difference there. So what are the challenges of agile transformation?
The Institute of Digital Transformation did a study, snapshot research, I think it was a year ago, where we asked companies about how well they were proceeding with the agile transformation. And I think we concluded that around 40% of the companies were still unable to manage unpredictability and hence being relevant in the future. And that is quite a frightening level, 40%. And we know that 80% of companies have difficulties to do agile transformations. They have severe problems in that area from different research. And that means that 50% of companies have severe problems to be relevant in the future, which is frightening.
Right, even after all this time, right? It's
all this time, and we know that many of these will be phased out because they are unable to keep up with the pace of change in many ways.
Right.
So what are the key challenges of this? I think the main challenge is when it comes to internal organization, internal structure and friction, that we have difficulties of collaborating, communicating, having the same direction and servant leadership in this. We are mainly organized in silos in difficult matrix organizations that hinders us from doing the transformation.
Yeah,
that is something that we need to address in many ways. The mindset of this, the cultural leadership.
An age-old problem that seems to be exacerbated with the need to be agile in digital transformation, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think this is something we've been discussing, at least in the institutes, for many, many years, how to take this step. And in the end, it's about cultural leadership of people in some way.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that you can solve it by pushing in an enormous amount of process and routines and forums. It's the complexity is at a different level.
Absolutely. So what are the key takeaways that our readers should get from your contribution to this book?
Yeah, thank you. I think there's a number of steps or recommendations when it comes to how to be successful in Agile. If you look at companies that have been successful in this and what they have done, particularly in comparison to others, I think the main thing is to have a very strong common vision in the leadership team. Companies without a vision will not succeed. We know that vision is the fundamentals of the business transformation generally. In getting everybody aboard, engaged in the new direction, in the new vision where they're going. The second thing I would very much recommend is starting to look at the friction part, the internal friction, because that is what is hindering most companies from achieving agile, achieving the transformation itself. And for that reason, we talk very much about business excellence, how to improve your way of working, governance, everything, taking out the friction, which is the second step. The third step is start small, scale up, getting a few teams on board, learn and communicate, get them to work before you scale up, measure everything, measure what's the baseline, how things progress, learn from it, analyze it, and to understand what is working, what is not working, and scale.
Yeah. Very interesting, because what gets measured gets done, right? That's what we always say.
Definitely. I've been looking at so many companies where they had one vision and ambition going in one direction, and they measure something completely different, and nothing happens.
Right.
And they ask, why is nothing happening? Yeah, well, you're measuring the wrong things.
Yeah, we're gonna try to succeed in what you're measuring, so that we get pats on the back, right? Hans, very interesting stuff. I'm sure our readers are gonna absolutely love to read your part of the book, and indeed the entire book that's coming out very soon. So thank you very much for being with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, everyone, that's all we have time for today. So I'll see you next time. Take care.
Take care.